Okay, so as you can see, it's dark and late over here. The reason for that is I actually saw this movie during the day. But after it was over, as I was leaving the mall where my movie theater is, I noticed at the Target in it, they had Star Trek Into Darkness on sale, and I hadn't picked up the DVD yet. So I brought it home, and after this movie, I needed to watch something uplifting and not dark and disturbing. Yeah, just cute title scene. Prisoners has an all-around great cast starring Hugh Jackman, or as I like to call him, Huge Jacked Man. Terrence Howard, or as I like to call him, guy who was not Rhodey in Iron Man 2. And Jake Gyllenhaal, as I like to call him, guy who keeps getting put in terrible movies. And that's the only jokes you're getting for this review. This film was... it was amazing, but not in the same way as Pacific Rim or Elysium. This film was amazing in just how disturbed you feel. Basically, to sum it up, the plot of this movie is Thanksgiving, two little girls who live in normal, ordinary, down-to-earth, regular families. One of them just happens to be married to Wolverine. These two regular families, and one night the two little girls just disappear. Be what you may about how you perceive the parents before that. I heard some people saying some stupid things about them on the way out of the theater. But in reality, this was just a normal, fine, well family. And they have one of the most unspeakably horrible things that could happen to a family happen. Just to not know where your child is. I'm not a parent. I don't intend to be one for a really long time. But this film had me wondering where my kids were. It is that good at what it's trying to do. This film takes you through every emotion, every turn, everything, just over and over again, with Detective Loki, Jake Gyllenhaal, that's right, Loki, trying to find these kids. And through this case, you see his reactions, you see how it affects him. And it's that reality that something like this affects all of us. I mean, we see it so much on the news these days, all these horrible tragedies. And it was weirdly good to know that all this cynicism hasn't desensitized most people, because everyone, except for these couple of jerks, had the same reaction leading to this movie. Or maybe they had that reaction, this is just how they rationalized it, that, good Lord, something like this could happen. This film was just, you're emotionally into it. The acting is amazing. I guarantee you someone's getting an Oscar nod for this. But this film, you could have had B-rate people in it, and it still would have captured people. This film works because it's that fear that this could happen, and unfortunately it does every day, and this movie takes you through all of that perfectly. There is one complaint. I don't know if this is much of a complaint, or if anything, this was just to keep you, from going crazy. The film is predictable. You know when the next dramatic thing is going to happen. You know when something big's going to happen. You know when something little's going to happen. I mean, again, for the trailers to this film, one of the big mistakes a lot of depressing movies like this make is they don't show it that way. If they wanted to, they could have just shown Hugh Jackman screaming and people still would have came. Let's face it, that's all the Wolverine trailers showed. But this film, the trailers tell you what you're getting. You're getting a film that just has this tragedy in it, and you know every beat it's going to hit. Is that a bad thing? Typically, yes. In this circumstance, not overly. It just takes you through every emotion, and it's dark, but it's real, and you can't walk out of this film without being affected. does all that. Like I said, acting's amazing. The mystery, it is a predictable one. It's this formula has been done before. Kidnapping, when is enough too much, but it works. It does what this film needs to do. I don't know if I ever want to see this film again while I'm alive, but I don't regret seeing it. I'm. It's been 5 hours. I still don't know what to think, but I know what I can give it. 9 out of 10 on the mystery scale. It loses a point because it's still a mystery, but it's a predictable mystery. But it's just everything else. I have a feeling it would have been impossible to get this film 10 out of 10 and not just have people so scared and dark and disturbed. When you get a 10 out of 10 movie like a Pacific Rim or an Elysium, it's because you're put into this ultimate fun experience. It's because you're in that world. It's because you're immersed. It's because you're so big involved in what's going on, even if the characters don't always ring true. Like for a lot of people, Raleigh Beckett didn't. But in this case, I honestly believe if they made this film any more than that, people would just be going crazy. It's what had to happen, I guess. Oddly enough. So that's that. Sorry, I don't have a lot to say. The Into Darkness Blu-ray was amazing. Ironically, both these films have the same rating, just one for sci-fi, one for mystery. Yeah, comment below what you think of this movie. Tell me what your favorite mysteries are. How much of this film did you find predictable? If you got Star Trek, just something. I don't know what else to say other than if you want to see more, click here and subscribe, and you'll see me when I'm not about to poop myself.